The Borderlands series is one of my all-time favorites. Its simple blend of shooting things and watching them explode into loot is satisfying and fun. While the Borderlands series is primarily known for bringing about the looter-shooter genre, it's also known for a very distinct brand of humor. This humor can be hit or miss. At its best, it can be laugh-out-loud hilarious, and at its worst, it can be a downright cringy experience. Both can even happen in the same scene. There are a lot of great things that I could say about Borderlands, but the writing really needs some work. So today, I'm going to take a look at the humor in the Borderlands series, when it works, and when it doesn't. It's important to start by saying that humor is of course subjective, and something that I find funny, you might not find funny. That's just how things are. I'm going to try my best to relate humor in Borderlands to the basic fundamentals of comedy, so that even if something isn't necessarily funny, it can be seen why it works or doesn't. Let's start with a classic. The double act is a classic comedy routine starring two people, a straight man and a funny man. My personal favorite example of this is Abbott and Costello.
Well, let's see now. We have on our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
And then,
That's what I want to find out, the guy's name.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Now, Abbott, you want to be the manager of the baseball team?
Yes.
You know the guy's names?
Well, I should.
Well, you tell me the guy's names on the baseball
I
team.
say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me.
The double act can be seen in Borderlands with Mordecai and Brick.
Explain it to me again.
Like I said, instead of punching, I prefer to keep my distance from the target, pick my moment, and kill them with a single well-placed shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You lost me at instead of punching.
Mordecai, as the straight man, sets up jokes by being a more rational and serious character. Brick, as the funny man, takes what Mordecai says and twists it and gives it a funny and satisfying payoff. Of course, this doesn't mean that the straight man can't be funny, or the funny man can't be serious. They just go about it in different ways. The straight man's humor, for example, typically comes from reactions to what the funny man says. It's a sort of give and take comedic relationship based around the way that two characters play off each other. This is how Brick and Mordecai's relationship is, and it's a surefire form of comedy that works. Typically, however, the Borderlands games are known for another kind of humor, and that is what I'm gonna dub random humor. This is basically the theory that by saying random off-kilter things you will get a laugh. And I really hate to break it to the Borderlands writers, but it doesn't work. The perfect example of this is a character like Tiny Tina.
Ta-da! Sup, shorty? I'ma be your trainer. Right now you like pow, but when I'm done you're gonna be like pillar pow!
I hate Tiny Tina. I really do. She's annoying and honestly doesn't have much of a character. The Assault on the Dragon Keep DLC does help to give her some depth, but it doesn't really fix her main problems. Tina's brand of humor comes from the fact that she's a little white girl talking in stereotypes and saying edgy things to get a laugh. Her comedy is basically the same as Family Guy, where writers just spitball edgy jokes and hope that some of them stick. 99% of the time, it just comes off as cringy. Humor through dialogue needs more nuance to it, and it's sad that a lot of Borderlands humor post the first game devolved like this. However, like I said, it doesn't work 99% of the time. What about the other 1%? Enter Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack is arguably the best written character in the Borderlands series, and for sure one of the best written video game villains of all time. His character is one where saying random things actually works, and it works for a few reasons. It serves his character. Handsome Jack is a pretty egotistical and deranged man, so going on random tangents about things he's done serves his egotistical nature and also provides a strange amount of insight to his character. His rambling shows his complete detachment to what's going on. You can be out on the field, killing his workers and robots, and he'll be waxing poetic about scooping out eyeballs with a spoon.
A freaking spoon, and I'm dying laughing, right? So I scoop out his stupid little eyeballs with it, and his kids are all, wah!
He's deranged, ruthless, and crass, and he can get away with saying random things because he actually manages to do it in a more nuanced way. Now, there's one final character and one final type of humor I want to talk about, and it would be literally impossible to talk about Borderlands without mentioning him, and that is Claptrap.
So lonely.
Either the most beloved or most hated character in the franchise, and certainly the most hit or miss in terms of humor. Claptrap's humor falls into the category that I like to call topical humor. Claptrap makes topical jokes, so he sounds Yo, I heard you like dubstep. Time to beatbox. Am I cool or what? He's basically a walking fart joke. It's humor like this that tries to appeal to a younger audience, but all it does is annoy everyone. But if he's so annoying, why do some people love him, you might ask? Well, that's because as a character, he actually has a sad and relatively interesting story. He's the last of his product line and no one likes him. He also has developed a strange derangement of his own where he has a superiority complex. When he isn't trying to be he actually has some funny moments. There's a really good payoff with his humor. One of the earliest missions in Borderlands 2, you need to lift a crane because Claptrap can't go upstairs. Then, in the final mission after facing off a gauntlet of robots, Claptrap opens the gate to the final area, only to reveal his greatest weakness.
Stairs? No!
It's a long haul of a joke, but it pays off nicely and actually works. So while Claptrap can be an annoying nuisance, there is a bit of character to him that can make him lovable. So he can go either way. Borderlands has been walking this fine line of comedy for a long time now, and I'm sure it's a hard balancing act. But if they want to make a move to better writing and funnier games, I think it would be a better approach to write their games in the same way that they write their DLCs, because most of the time, it turns out the DLCs are better written and more interesting than the games. Make the game with more nuanced characters and more playful dynamics, and the Borderlands series will turn out even better. Fall to the dark side of random humor and fart jokes and it's all over. I still love and play the games even if the humor can be grating from time to time, and I always will play them. But when reviews for your game say the game got so much better when I played with the sound off, then you have to realize something might not be right. What do you think of Borderlands humor? Does it work? Not work? Let me know in the comments and be sure to subscribe for a new video every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.